Let's do the old, let's do how we start this off. Let's do the old, perfect. Hello to all you guys out there in YouTube land. Yes, it's me, DR. And I'm in a different location. I keep moving around my house. I thought it'd be wise to move around and do videos in different locations, different places. So, what's the purpose of this video, you might ask? Well, I was asked this week, what's the meaning of my life? I was asked this by one of those people that you knock on your doors. Right, it rhymes with Wahova's Kitness. I think you know who I'm talking about. Jehovah's Witness is brilliant. What's the meaning of my life? And you know what? I've never really put this down on film, on celluloid, on digital, electronic bits and pieces, but I actually thought about the meaning of my life, and I think about the meaning of my life in a very succinct and simple way. Now people say, without, objective meaning, what meaning is there? And I put it quite simply. I get the meaning of my life. My life has meaning because my life is finite. Because there is no, I don't believe I'm going anywhere when it all ends. I believe that this reality is being perceived by this limited consciousness. I believe this consciousness will not replicate in any way. I believe when it's over, it's over. And the same for other people. Their consciousness are limited. And that's what gives us meaning. The fact that this small ball in the middle of this vast universe potentially might be the only place that we might even encounter where there are other consciousnesses give it meaning. The fact that to some people that feels meaningless, to me gives it meaning. The fact that I'm the only reality, the consciousness like this that will perceive what's going on, that will see what's going on now, that will understand it, that will experience it, for me gives life meaning. And the same for other people. So the fact that their consciousnesses will only experience those moments means I need to do things like limit my harm, because that's important to me. The fact that those consciousness will be the only consciousnesses going through those certain situations at any given time gives it meaning to me. And I think for me, that's a real important thing to get out there, that people think it's meaningless because it doesn't go on for eternity. Actually, to me, that's meaningless. If you leave here and this is some kind of overpopulated doctor's waiting room, and you'll eventually go somewhere else which will have meaning and you'll live on forever, then actually that becomes meaningless. That you'll go on to see the end of stars and planets in the universe. Why would this second have meaning? Well, actually, if the second is finite, if your choices that you make are, or the subjective choices or the idea of choices that you make, if this is the only time you can experience that one thing, then surely life has meaning. It's important because you'll never be able to experience it again. So the choices you make and the things you do with your life matter. This is your one shot. I hate to quote Eminem, but it is. The one moment to experience now, because now will be gone in a millisecond. And that's why my life is important. And that's why the things I do are important. And that's why my impact on other people is important. And that's it. I don't need an objective truth somewhere, or someone else to give my life meaning. I don't need someone else to create a mission for me. It's actually important for me to create a mission for myself that adds value, that's important for me. Because if I don't, then actually I've wasted time. And time is one of those things we will never get back. There's a saying that's banded around out there. You can get money back, you can make money back, but you can't get time back. So actually, that's important. And for me, it's something I really hold dear. Now, I know you shouldn't hold concepts, ideas that close to your heart because you should always be open to new ideas. But that's one of the things that actually, I would say, an unwavering, quote unquote, value that I have, that is it. That we are all finite and therefore what we do has meaning. And people waste so much time. I mean, some things people consider a waste of time is not. I think bonding with people is not a waste of time. Engaging with people is not a waste of time. But some people do waste so much time in doubt and fear and insecurity. And actually, if they really thought about it, not even really, if they were open to the idea that there isn't something out there giving your life meaning, there isn't someone with a plan. Actually, the importance is to create your plan and for it to fit with you and to be important to you and to add value to society and reality, then I think people would find more meaning in life. The challenge is that people don't have those conversations. And they don't say, actually, the reason you're important isn't because we're all special snowflakes, but actually that your consciousness is the only consciousness going through what you're going through. So that has value in by itself. It might not be intrinsic, but for me, it's definitely something that if values were in rarity, then the second it just passed is the rarest thing in the world because it's limited. It's one thing. Thanks for watching this video. Maybe a bit deep for some people, maybe not. I've got a series of videos I wanted to get out, and this is one of them. So kind of just expect a few videos to come out for the few people that do watch my stuff. I want to say thank you. There is more and more stuff that's going to come out. As I said, I've got a collection of videos. I apologise in advance, not as well rehearsed, but these are really just kind of streams of consciousness, getting things that I thought about out into the ether. I wanted to do things on kind of news and current events, but I find that stuff to be, unless you are glued to YouTube, and I'm not, the idea it's difficult to get out there in time to catch the consciousness, and by the time I'm ready to make a video on it, it's old news. Anyway, I have rambled a little bit at the end of this video. I'd love to know your thoughts on what gives your life meaning, how you've kind of thought about it. Have you been able to conceptualize it into anything? Is it something that you've even considered? I'd love to know that. Write in the comments. I'm actually going to ask people to subscribe. So if you come across this video on chance, subscribe. You might like some of the content. I make varied content because it's my channel. I make what I like, and some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it's happy, some of it's sad. But the last thing for me to say is, guys, have a safe journey wherever you are heading.